I was hoping for, but it'll do.
Mine's in place.
Okay, so we're playing Penny, we're playing defense. This is a nice place for Penny. If you want to get an early pick, you could technically go and play some lines here, for example, or here, because the supports are very likely to just hover near those places. This is a good one if you have enough to play some of the tanks. Can even play some here. Supports are also likely to stand around here or here, so maybe you can find a little place that they like to stand in and then they just walk into it. That's just a little bit of micro though. Free kill, nice. It's fine, we'll recognize that we have an advantage, so we're pushing.
God is so out of style, Magic. Just like you.
So you have all of your mines, you can start looking for places to set them up on the locations that I could have shown you, or things you think that you can put them. But you basically want to always be using mines.
Fireworks.
And try to put them in like piles of 3, like just pick a target like this little node and put 3 in there. Because it's always going to kill a character that's 300 HP or less. And if you space them out, you have a chance that the enemy does not step on all of them, so they don't die. Okay.
Mine's in place. It just wasn't your day. This is gonna hurt. All systems go.
What happens?
Ready for another go, Spider? You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Try to use your grapple ability to gain some speed. You can also use your nest and your web ability to cover the ground with webs, and then you get a speed boost. But that's faster than just walking. Just be aware that this part of the wall can be broken.
Drop, little ones. Time for some fireworks. Systems restoring. Mine's in place.
It's fine to use your ult here. A nice web, nice web. He's dead. You are 1 healer down, they are 1 healer down. But all of them are half HP, so you should be able to take advantage of it. Good target pyro. Good stun.
Powering up.
You're not going to be able to hit Diamond. Do not, just ignore him for now. The Fox is your priority. They are ulting. They need to die. They heal whenever they do an attack in the ult, so unless Hulk is exiling them, or they're being frozen, I would be stunning them with your web. So the Fox is also very big, so it's easy to hit it on them. If you do that each time, then the enemy's going to continue taking damage and she will get healed through it, which is what you want. hope you just hold this fucking HP to get ulted in.
Don't count us out yet.
We could have been there the moment that Luna got up, by the way. I would just like to point that out. You want to minimize your downtime. Okay, so I see a misprioritization. Your team is fighting, you and dying, but if you want to set up the nest, you cannot take your time to set up the nest. Just plop it down and go try and help your team. You go the previous time when they got points, you also took a while to set up everything. And that is downtime. So I would suggest to think about it like this. Is my team currently fighting, yes or no? In this case, yes. Then put down the nest, try on mines, help your team. Is my team not fighting and they're not a fight? Are we just in the preparation area in the walk phase? Is that yes? Does not matter, you can start prepping, you can start staging, you can plug down your nest at the ideal location if you can. And you can take your time, you can put on your mines, but you need to know when it's time to either fight or to start preparing. And in this case you need to contest points, you need to fight, because one, your team is dying, two, your team is fighting, three, they are very close to capping this point. Okay. Also doesn't really help that you're the solo tank. Oh, you grabbed him, very nice. As a fine attempt, just because you're a solo tank, I would also try to be mindful of your team. Because they have literally no front line, so they're always fighting 5v6 in this case because you're trying to grab people, but their team does not have that issue, so they can keep on fighting. My team does not have the health bars, namely the tanks, to take this type of damage, so they're being pushed back. Good, now we go back. If you want to kidnap him, move a little bit more to this side and be about this length away from before you start to kidnap. If you do it about this far, you're going to be able to grab him. You're going to go into his pathing, into his routing, and then you're going to intercept him. Because now you're trying to intersect. You want to intercept. Kind of. You want to go in the same line that he's going. Just in the opposite direction. That's a very nice look. Let's go follow up. She left, so Angela is very, very vulnerable when she's on the ground. You can see that the fox teleported. Just leave the ground, leave it. You are very vulnerable in this form. They gave her buffs on the ground form, yes, but she is still very vulnerable, and I personally do not stay on the ground. I think like 95% of my gameplay is just me in the air. Also, the card is still going, so it's just continuing its merry way into the fight. since the rest of the team, since everyone's so focused on the fight, I would also say that you could try to cap it and then go back to the fight. Because you're so fast, it's going to be an insignificant amount of time. Good dodge.
A nice deep freeze.
Typical air breather.
Sleep it off, little lance. Now I'm going places.
So Angela needs to be in the thick of it. She needs to be nearby. If you look at this positioning, who would you say is the tank? I would say that is Black Cat, because Black Cat is all the way in the front, or even far enough for a tank. But she's the only one in front, really. As Angela, you basically want to be over here. I personally like to be over here, just wait a little bit, use my third person camera to try and peek into their line of sight. So I can see them, but I don't know that I'm here. And I see, oh, Banana's going to be here. Banana's going to be walking all the way around here, and then I think, okay, let me go a little bit higher. And then you see Anna, and just grab her. Bring her straight into your team. They will know what to do. But because you're so far back, it's going to be difficult to do that. And doing this also means downtime. See? You could have been grabbing Angela here. In general, as a tank, when you have the point capped, you want to push up to the nearest chokehold. In this case, it's going to be this part. You cannot go further than this really, because then you're going to be stuck without cover and then you die. But they also are in here, stuck without cover, and they will probably die if they push too far. So I would suggest, as a tank, even as DPS, your DPS are also way too far back, play around here. Try to prevent them from touching point, because look, it's going to be capped already. And you're here, waiting for the Iron Man. That's a nice grab. Fair enough. Good kill. Go for the Jeff, Nice. Leave. So on Angela, you can also stun for an extended amount of time, just like Hulk can, or Wolverine can. Any second that White Fox is not healing is a second that can be lethal to her. Kidnap her, just displace her. You have to displace her, you have to charge for it. Because by displacing the Fox, you deny other people the ability, the chance to heal, the opportunity to heal. Which is basically what I want to do. If you prevent the Fox from healing people, they are going to die. And if they die, once Fox gets back into her normal form, she's also going to die. Okay, no, fair enough. You have to get out now. I do not really see any usage of the quick melee. The quick melee is quicker than your primary, and you can weave it into your attack patterns, which is going to increase your DPS. I will show you in a little bit. You try to help your team, it's fine. The point is capped, just leave it. Nice. So a little tip is, if you grab a character, if you grab a tank, or someone else grabs a tank for you, Strange is going to want to go back to his team. So the fastest way to do that is this direction. going. Look, he's going for a straight line. He's going for a straight line towards his team. So if you want to deny him this chance, stand directly behind him, and you will body block him, and he cannot get away. And then everyone else can take put shots at him, and he's going to die. He still dies, but it's going to make the chance of him dying higher, which is what we're looking for. You are in X front. This is a very vulnerable position. Do not do this, please. Do we need a portal soon-ish? Also, you're going back to this place. Here would be better. Yes, nice. Just stay here. Oh. So because you're you're flying around so much. Let's see what the enemy can see. Look, Strange knows that we're standing there. Strange has also seen you go somewhere else, so he knows you can't grab him anymore. Because he knows this, he's just going to walk up towards your team. Maybe even get an ult out of it. Yeah. Yeah. By standing here and grabbing people, you force them to engage at your time, at your speed, at your pace, tempo, and they have to match it. So basically what you're doing is pulling them out of their comfort zone. This is also something that Wolverine can do. This is something that Invisible can do. There's people that they pull them out, they get grabbed, so they don't really get a say in it. But then everyone else have to match the tempo. It's fine that you were trying to kill the Jeff, just do not X-form because he's just going to get out. And the moment you are in X-form, you're also very slow, so Jeff just out-swims you. You also currently, because the spikes are all the way over there, you do not have your only sustainability on the ground. So you're very vulnerable. Get Alpha, that's good. You have to be very intentional on when, why, and where you're using the X form. Currently, you X forms, you do not really have anyone in range. So that's something I would be careful of. I think it's good that you're contesting the point, but I think that you can do it in the air, where you're less likely to be hit. And it's going to be easier to stay alive and make very erratic movements, so you get even harder to hit. He tried, as Jeff does, so you have to get the point. You have to keep the point in mind. You get the kill. That's fair, but I would be very careful about the points. Because it's still moving. You're the only tank, so you're on the team, so you're the only person with a large enough health bar to be able to keep on contesting. Please do not do this. If Peni was better, she would have stunned you, but still. When you engage engage from such a low angle on a flyer, everyone can see you. So one of the advantages of being a flyer is that you can stay in the air, and people, you're a little bit too early by the way, people are going to have to look upwards for you. And what happens when they look upwards? They cannot see your team. And then if they cannot see your team, they cannot shoot your team. And if they cannot shoot your team, then your team has less pressure, so they can walk upwards more. Which is basically what you want. You want to make it as easy as possible for your team of 3 DPS and 2 healers, and no tank at all, to be able to walk up further, to be able to take that space. But there's also an issue. You engaged too early. Your team is not ready. Your team is still in a walking phase, so they're still trying to get into a position where they can start contesting the enemy team. Only Neymar is kind of able to do this. If you had waited a little bit longer around here, or maybe around here, so you can see them and they can only see you if they look up, then you can see, okay, my team is still over there. They're still over there. Let me wait a little bit longer, so they're maybe here. They can use this, they can use that as cover, and then sneakily make your way here. You can either grab one of these people, contest them, then look at you, say they are not healing the Peni, or you can grab Moonlight or Peni and you just push them all the way back into your team, which should hopefully kill them. One of our biggest advantages is just being able to go up. So if you take the high ground, if you go a little bit high to go places, this is fine by the way, just going in here. But if you approach the main lane, the main line, the line of sight, don't do it on the ground. If you do it on the ground, everyone can shoot at you. And if you go up, you're not going to be hit by any stray shots. So we got punished for it here. You're way too low to the ground, and then everyone just hits you. Your team is still going to push back, so you're all alone. An alternative that you could be doing instead is, because everyone is situated here, you could just try and cap points. It's an objective-based game of all. And then if you're capping point, everyone is going to go walk back. They're going to walk back to point to try and prevent you from capping it. And by doing that, they leave all of this. They leave it open, and then you can just let your team walk through, and they're not going to be killed. I hope. Same issue with Dax for him. They're not in range of anyone. I do not expect folks to stay and stick here. If you want to do these types of things, go do it next to your teammates, so you can give a bonus health, and they're more likely to stay in there. Otherwise, they're going to leave, and that's also value, because then they leave and your teammate is saved. And now you have to leave. You have to leave because one, your teammate died, two, you are in grounded form, you're in max form, so you do not have your most important escape option, which is your charge. And there's multiple people looking at you. You've got Black Cat, Strange, Fox. Yeah, you die for it. You do not generally want to be in enclosed spaces ever, Angela. It's not great. This is a good route. You just gave her a Pojo and Rosie. So the thing is, you just mildly displaced her. It does not achieve anything. You get focused by everyone because you're still inside of the enemy team backlines. They punish you for it. You find that strange though, that's nice. Your team should be able to start moving now. Would be fine if you actually got... If you did the... Oh, wait. Is it a grab? Your whole team has died. So it doesn't really matter what you do, you just need to get out now. You need to get out. This is fine, just stay there. Get healed. Angela has passive for the charge. Wherein a fully charged primer is going to do a lot of damage and it displaces people, so it causes a knockback effect. It is ideal that you get this one up to full as fast as possible. Because then you can just, what I like to do is just fly around a little bit in the air. They look at me, I slap strange ones with fully charged primary and then I just leave and I go back. And then I just build my charge up again here. Maybe I move down here and then I go back. I go in the front, I go above. And then either I slap down, so they have to look at me, or I grab strange. We need to get this one up to full instantly. You keep going this way, by the way. You can also literally go this way. Because they've started expecting you to come from here. So they're ready to attack you. If you go from here, you change it up, you're not autopiloting, going down the same path every time. And then, if they are autopiloting, you can punish their mistakes. You've lost two people on your team. It's not really... You cannot kill them. So you can use the ult as a form of a combo, so... For example, you kidnap Unite, preferably a support, so White Fox or Jeff. You kidnap them. You slap them with your primary in a quick way. And then you just throw down the ult. And you jump to the ult and you do extra damage. It's going to delete them probably fully. Kinda anticlimactic. So you even hear the Peni mines. Because you're so low, the Peni mines even start tracking you. Angela, you have to see Angela as a hawk. She likes to be up in the air, and when she picks a target, she swoops down to get them. That is something called cooldown tracking. Each player has something that's interesting to you. If you're playing Scarlet Witch, for example, Peni has a stun. Jeff has his little spit bubbles, but they're a bit more difficult to track because they come back pretty quickly. The Fox has two very important cooldowns. It is the teleport and the melee form, the claws. As Angela, you're not going to be able to contest her if she has teleport because she's just away again. Especially not if you've used the grounded form, so you can't do actually anything with your grounded form because there's no target anymore. So what I would suggest is try to slap her a few times. Maybe she uses teleport or maybe she uses her melee form. Just get out after that. Just get out. Nothing else is going to happen. She's going to stay alive through the power of the Fox and being a support. Just get out, let her use the cooldown. She doesn't do anything during those moments. You've baited out a very powerful cooldown ability. Keep track of it, and then next time when you engage, think about, does she have melee or does she have teleport? Because if she does not have either, you can use the grounded form to try and keep contesting her, because it gives you sustain. And then you can actually use the grounded form for things that you want. You have to go from above. This is a good pin, this is a good pin. This is good, this is good, that's good. Okay, now you've walked out of your melee form, out of your area. This is not worth it. I would suggest to just get out of the ground form. You're not going to get any extra value from this. Just fly up in the air. When you do that, you can also contest the Jeff better, because the Jeff is keeping everyone alive. Yeah, you're very vulnerable when you're in ground form. Overall, I'd say Peni, try to look a little bit more at your team. Try to gauge and estimate whether people are actually fighting, so you have to join them in the fight, or if there's downtime in which you can't shoot at anything, so you can start prepping. I think that's one part. The second is... I'm not quite sure. I found out quickly. On Angela, I would be more proactive. I would suggest you to be more proactive, try to go to chokeholds, so example for Angela here, maybe here if you're very down, and just make them feel you, make them vary and hesitate and let them hesitate to go further. Deny them the ability to walk up for free, basically. And Angela, you're a flyer, you're not Jeff, so try to stay in the air, try to actually stay in the air. Only use your X form when there's people that cannot escape you, or you need a quick burst, or you need sustain. Then you can use X form, but try to minimize the amount of X form you use. It always brings you a risk of getting caught out. What else? If you want to use the ults, try to make sure that you have that your whole team is there to be able to follow up on it, because it's not going to kill people. So try to see, okay, does any of my teammates have an ult that they can combo with me? Or do they have any abilities that can combo with me? Or do they have the damage to be able to help me follow up on this? If yes, go for it. If not, reconsider who you want to use the ult on. I like using it on Fox. They also have a magic right now, so magic gets grounded when you use your ult on her. and she can't teleport, she can't use her movement abilities. And then you just shut her down while she's ulting. And then she's dead. She can't do anything. All of her sustain is dependent on her actually hitting people. Things like that, so try to be a little bit more aware of what you want to use the ult on. Think of it as start each fight with, okay, do I have ult or not? Yes or no? What can I use ult on? Do they have a cloak and dagger, ult, invisible woman, a fox, or can I use ult on them? Or do they have a storm magic that I need to use ult on so they do not cause a team wipe on my team? And then, as in the neutral, I would suggest for Angel, try to make sure that your team is actually fighting before you attack, and then make sure to attack from, be a bird, be a hawk. Attack from above, swoop down to get a kill, or bring the kill towards your team. I'm sure there's more, but I think you can work on these first. And if you have any questions, just let me know and we can talk about it in Discord.